So this is an example from one of my computer engineering classes on data structures and algorithms. And this was a coding assignment where they had to implement a particular problem. So the rubric over here shows that the score for this assignment, this is on 100 points, and it says that 10 points is for this particular criterion, which is the declaration of a particular class, and so on and so forth. Different functionalities are worth different points. And I also have ranges of points over here. So this is the traditional grading system. You can use this for partial credit between two different criteria. This is a rubric that I specifically wanted to show because I have a special criteria over here for submitting early. So this is a criteria I often use to encourage students to submit on time and early. So if they submit before a particular deadline that's say 2 or 3 days earlier than the actual deadline, they get 5 additional points. So now this rubric totals up to 105 points, whereas the assignment is worth only 100 points. So the way we can use something like this is when we use this rubric for assignment grading and then we update the rubric, Canvas pops up a notification that if we leave the assignment total at 100, then students can score more than 100%. And that's actually what we want. But this is a great tool as well to let you know if your rubric is different from the grading scale that you're choosing. But in this case, this is by design, so we are going to leave it different. But if that was not your intention, then you can go back and change some numbers and fix it. So yeah, this is one thing I wanted to show you. And the same rubric can then be converted into a specification grading rubric by changing all of these numbers and just making it pass or fail kind of things. And that is something that we can see over here. So it's the same rubric, but changed into full marks, no points kind of a thing. And you can specify that the grading scheme gives you this passing grade. Here, HP is a high pass, LP is a low pass, and F is a fail. And you can specify this to the students. It's the exact same rubric without the early submission points. But everything else is this exact same thing, but the ratings are different. You can also make it such that you don't use the rubric for grading, specify what it is to get a particular grade in the assignment, and then use the letter grade in the way that you have designed it. Just one quick thing I can show you on outcomes and how we can align outcomes to assignments. Outcomes are these overall course or learning objectives and outcomes that can be specified for your course. For example, if I'm teaching a networks course, I specify that students have to achieve this particular outcome by the time they finish the course. And there's a proficiency rating, they master it at a particular level, and then it weighs the more recent assignments as compared to the previous assignments using something called decaying average. I believe outcomes may be a separate faculty conversation in itself, but if you have outcomes in your courses, you can align them to your rubrics very easily on Canvas. And the way you do that is if you have the same rubric that I mentioned previously, you can also align it to the outcomes that they map to, and you can either use the outcomes you can use the outcomes to score the assignment, or you can say don't use it to score the assignment. So if I find an outcome and I say this is the outcome I want to use, I can specify whether I want to use this criterion for scoring the assignment. And usually I don't select this because this is mostly to let students know if they're meeting it or not, but that's how you design your grading system and so on. But yeah, hopefully this was helpful.